Hi everybody, welcome to the new semester here at Reach University. The question I want to charge you with today is this. Why do we insist on combining the oldest way on earth for teaching skills for a profession, the apprenticeship, with arguably the oldest way on earth to confer a university education, the Oxford-style tutorial? The answer cannot be that we combine these things because they're cool, because the buzzwords are cool, because the apprenticeship is trendy, although it is, or because Oxford is prestigious, whatever that means. The answer also can't be because combining the apprenticeship with a tutorial is the way to link theory with practice, because although it's a way to do that, it is not the only way. The answer instead has to do with what a tutorial is. You already know a tutorial is inquiry-based. It centers around questions, but asking a question does not a tutorial make. A succession of leading questions that only have one answer, is really a lecture masquerading as a tutorial. Even Socrates did too much of that. So instead of thinking Socratic, think of a tutorial as a genuine, inquiry-based conversational experience that builds a learning relationship over time, where professors don't profess, but instead embark as co-learners with co-learners. This relationship-centered experience is what makes higher education higher. Something not just about regurgitation, but about higher order cognition. It's about communication. It's about critical thinking and pattern recognition and problem solving. Which brings us to why the REACH method centers around the tutorial practice. Because we believe without the tutorial practice woven through each and every one of our seminars across the scope and sequence of our curriculum, without the tutorial practice, there is a loss, a compromise in workplace-based and online education. Learners with connections, with money, with legacy, they go to places like Oxford University or places modeled on Oxford University, where the privilege of relationship-based learning happens in the dining hall and the residence hall and the hallways outside of classrooms. And the purpose of being sequestered in that experience, that campus edifice, that ivory tower, is to be embedded in conversational and relationship-based learning over time. When we move the learning place from that campus to the workplace, and especially when we move the seminar from a classroom to a Zoom room, it's tempting to gloss over the loss, or the potential loss, the absence of the physical college campus experience. It's tempting to say that learning can be enhanced on the job because the job connects theory with practice, which it does. And learning can be enhanced online because computer-aided instruction can differentiate in all the ways. But in the end, without doing something more to replace the conversational, relationship-based learning that happens in dining halls and residence halls and classroom hallways, without that, an apprenticeship is just an apprenticeship. And online instruction is just instruction. It's not higher education. It's not something that confers the degree of learning that merits a degree. What makes an apprenticeship a degree, what makes instruction online not just education but higher education, is the immersion in a discursive, collaborative, conversational, relationship-based learning experience that leads to higher order thinking and to creativity and to problem solving. And that's what we mean and what we expect by centering around our practice, the tutorial. And by combining job-embedded and apprenticeship-based learning with tutorials and tutorial-style seminars, we elevate the apprenticeship into a degree. We make the BA stand for a bachelor's apprenticeship and the AA stand for an associate apprenticeship, a degree that is not a compromise compared to a campus-based experience for the privileged few, for example, but instead truly a degree of higher education, the kind of education that everybody deserves access to, our candidates and their students alike, regardless of money, regardless of connections, but instead based on their effort and their merit, and critically, based on your support and your commitment, and building on the example that you set as faculty using the REACH method. That is all.